Oh, my Lord. Add to stage. There we go. My bad. Thank you. Thank you. Let's try this again. I'll just start it from where it's at.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages of vacant. Modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Well, I screwed up there. How are y'all doing? Wasn't planning on going live, but I think it's important. I'm hoping we can all use some common sense, listen to each other, listen to some things that were from, sorry, what is that noise? Y'all can hear me, right? And see me? I'm drinking a shake real quick. Let me say hello real quick. Hello. I'm going to make this, this is going to be I don't know. I'm going to play a live, most of it. Hey, sweets, dreamy. Hello. Thank you for letting me know sound. I apologize. IB, hello. Kirsten, hello. Okay. Hopefully that's, yeah, stop following pee-pee. Hello, Petty. You still driving home? Oh, traffic must be bad. You must be almost there, though. Hey, Rainbow. Wendy, anybody else that comes in, I will say hello. Hey, sweets, or Rainbow. All right, here's the deal, guys. So last night, my phone, you know, guys know I usually go to bed, and I usually just turn my notifications really low, and they were going off last night. And, you know, oh my Lord, please stop everything falling apart on me. Let's do this. Okay. John was live, and he was going through the whole what happened last June. I will get my shit together. Hold on. Let me just make sure there's not anything I need to know. What the heck? Where's that sound coming from? But that's not it. Okay. I'll look at that in a minute. John was live and going, and this is the first time that I have heard of that John. I'm trying to back it up for anybody that does remember. Ruby, hello, Ruby. Hello, everybody else coming in. All right, so let me just focus here because, like, this is really last minute, but I wanted to do it before tonight, so hopefully we can avoid some things. So for anybody that doesn't know the story, last year, while John and Maria are going back and forth at each other, going for ROs. I think it was finally finalized in August, but around June 20th, John was on his way and John and Cody were supposed to be going to visit Cody's parents Cody's mom down in Florida. And it turned into a big mess because at the time, I didn't know about this note that he got, that he talked about last night. So, but basically, essentially, the way I remember hearing it is someone coming in and saying, "Oh, someone called the cops to Cody's mom's house and got there 10 minutes before him." The only thing I knew about Paul before that was that I remember in that group chat, Maria was mentioned talking to Stinkyfish, Paul, and everybody was saying like, you really shouldn't talk to him, blah, blah, blah. And there was stuff to do with Jen, I think, too, that he was talking with Jen. And at that time, I believe, and again, I'm not real clear on the timeline here because it's really not important on that part. Maria was still going back and forth with Jen, I think, at that point. So John comes out last night. And anyway, at that point, John stops in at Angela's house in Georgia and sets up shop there for like, I don't know, maybe 5 days, 4 days. I don't know. He was there for a while. And while he was there, a bunch of threats were made, like very detailed threats that I really don't want to go down this road again and play these threats. I really don't want to do all this. I'm hoping we can put a stop to this. Okay. I really do. I wish we had seen this letter that John showed last night. I'm not going to play it. It's on his panel, but I took a screenshot just of the date so we could get a timeline of things. Where is it? So that was June 19th, and I believe he was already in the car on his way. You'll have to correct that, but somebody basically gave him a heads up that Paul was calling the police or having someone call the police in Florida to have, because Cody has an old ass warrant in Florida for something, a misdemeanor, mind you, from like 2012. So somebody is warning him, hey, the cops are going to be waiting for Cody. I personally don't know if they made it all the way down, if they really missed him 10 minutes, or if they just stopped at Angela's house. I know he did quite a few lives from there. I'm not trying to ignore you guys. I'm just trying to focus here for a second. Okay, Crystal. I'm like, there I go. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So it was a very stressful week because and I say we because there's a group of people, like 9 women, that were trying to help Maria gather evidence and help her attain her goal of getting an RO at the time against John. And he was doing the same, trying to get an RO against Maria. Our primary focus at that point was really trying to stop Maria from ruining her chances at getting an RO, to help her accomplish her goal, get the clips and crap and put it together in a format that was easily read to the judge or whatever. So I do want to say, Maria, I appreciate you going. She went live. I don't know what time last night. I'm going to guess around 11 or 12 at night. I don't know if it was during John's live or after John. I think it was near the end of John's live, because somebody came in and said that she is taking credit for warning him. She didn't do it directly, that she had somebody through a second party send an anonymous message to John to warn him to not go to the mother's house. First I heard of that. First I heard of Maria saying that too. Never heard of this before. Anne did a great live. She's much more articulate than I usually am at 5:30 in the evening, which is why I usually log off before this time. And I appreciate you saying that, Maria. She also said that the group chat had no knowledge. Now, I don't understand how John can say things like, well, Brooke, I know you didn't have anything to do with it, but the other women did. They were all in the group chat. If one had something to do with it, then we all had something to do with it. You can't just pick one person out of group chat and say only they knew. I mean, that's not how group chats work, unless one of us are gone for months at a time. I was in that group chat. I've already explained how that happened. As far as us finding out, there was talking of her talking to Paul. It wasn't until it had already happened. And, there was a lot of lives going on at the time. John's going live, obviously upset. They're trying to make a phone call. And again, we had empathy. And what I'm going to play here, I actually have 3 lives that I'd like to eventually cover if I have to. I really hope we don't have to keep going down this road, but I thought I'm going to play this one first. There's 3 lives. The first one is, I believe, June 21st. And so right then emotions were really hot because this happened, I believe, between June 19th and June 20th. John started doing some really nasty lives and stuff and upset, obviously. And then, we found out that Paul, it was in the message to John. So he knew, again, hey, Hoot 3, haven't seen you in a while. Hey, everybody else that's come in. Yeah, I'm not familiar with Stinky Paul, whatever at all, except for what I saw on these lives. But other people that were in that group chat were very familiar with him. So, of course, right off the bat, we're being blamed because, of the obvious, we have the RO going. I'd like to insert some common sense here. If we were helping go for an RO, it wouldn't help Maria's chances of an RO to be involved in any way of making calls that would interfere in his personal life, Cody's life. It's just common sense. And anybody can remember that we would try to, especially after this, it was even more difficult. We'll get into that maybe later. To get Maria to focus on what she said she wanted to accomplish, which was getting her evidence, to prove that she was being harassed. And again, John's doing the same thing. But for anybody that doesn't know, they both ended up getting ROs on each other. It's not a shock. It was a year-long, at least, process, maybe a little over. Okay. So the 3 lives, the first one is Brooke did a live with Paul. Emotions were very high, and I skimmed through that one, but I've decided to play the one from like 10 days later. I think it's July 1st. While we're still basically at this point, though, for 9-10 days, we had been threatened, doxxed. There's a lot of lives going on at night. A lot of doxing, a lot of family being called, a lot of, husbands being doxed. It was a mess. And then the death threats came. Okay. So, we're obviously getting pissed. We, meaning the ladies that are being attacked. We know we had nothing to do with it. Again, it would not, there was no reason to do that. And I'm going to acknowledge, John, that things were done to you. But again, the people in the background, and you're friends with some of them now, which is lovely, I suppose, but there's always people doing shit in the background. And when it came out that this guy, Paul, who I had been around for a while and had not heard of him. So this guy is another blast from the past of someone you had an issue with. I guess a few people had issues with. And I'm sorry, guys, I wish I could read and stay on track, but I cannot. Yeah, I wasn't familiar with him, but some of you were, because I could tell by the way you guys are talking to him. So I'm hoping, again, like I said, with this coming out, that Maria clearly states she's not going to do us any favors. All these women that, we've been battling with her, a lot of them have walked away. There's no love loss. She has no reason to protect any of us. So I appreciate the fact that she's clearly saying, no, the group chat didn't know. And what else, you guys? Obviously, John, I don't know if you know this, but she has, and I put in a post this morning. I was going to go live this morning because I was just like, seriously, you do know she talks to like a lot of other people. You do. This was before I really put it all together and listened to everything. So I'm glad I didn't go live this morning, and I'm glad Ann did her live. So she has other group chats, but it's still, I don't know if even Paul was part of that or if he was just came back. Honestly, I like Maria is the only one that can answer that. Was she always talking to him? She told us shortly before this, and I say shortly, maybe a week or two, I like with the whole Jen thing, that he was doing whatever, and everyone's telling her to just stay away from him. I don't know to what level they discuss on a daily basis. So, and I'm not trying to throw Maria under the bus really right there. I'm just saying we don't know. It's obvious if Maria is giving heads up and didn't bother to tell us, and she's admitting it, we didn't know about it. And it should also be obvious by our reaction to interrogating Paul. Why the F did you do this, Paul? Blah. Why did you watch us get death threats for an entire week here? Even though I'm still trying to understand the first one that happened on the 21st, and how we were on to Paul so quickly. Well, I don't know if John let it slip because he had that info and knew it was Paul. It wasn't until the next day, July 2nd, that I received an email from Maria, and she had requested herself. I have screenshots here, but she's the one that requested on June 27th. So it took a few days to get this info. I have a whole email chain of her going back and forth to get the FOIA, to pull the FOIA, because we're all like, we can prove it. Get the FOIA. Let's get the FOIA. And I think the delay was because Heidi, I'm sorry, I missed yours because I was trying to quick listen to this live that I'm about to play. But I think Heidi made a call live. Correct me if I'm wrong. And it was the wrong department. They didn't have any calls out there. So anyway, it ended up being I don't even want to give the police department, because I hope he is still able to go down there and see his mom. So I'm not going to give out any of this information, but I'm just going to, I can show it in the email scroll. Anyway, I get the audio call. Okay. And I edited it to take out, and I listened to it, and this I'll probably play maybe tomorrow if I need to. If you guys, John played it last night. I did a whole live about it. I have just the call, which is 8 minutes, which I edited out Debbie's personal info, and I edited out Cody's mom's info. I wasn't, of course, going to play that out. Okay, so that was true. Oh, Peel Arena. Let me see what people in this community ignore the info. Paul, what? Oh. He was a NAMBLA supporter. He had his Facebook with weird pics. He pretended to be a therapist and cried. That's what I do remember hearing about something about NAMBLA. And of course, that kind of stuff's been thrown around. So I never know what to believe. Thank you, by the way. But I remember us talking about him pretending to be a therapist to Jen. And when John was talking with Jen last night on panel, he was talking about that too. Again, that's really not my business, what they were doing. If he was actually helping her, that's up to Jen if she wants to address it. Not my business. Here, Jen. Thank you again. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. PL? I'm going to go with PL. But thank you. And I'm going to try to check in. I'm stopping to say that everything that Paul did, Maria knew about. Yeah, you guys were still going back and forth at that point, is my understanding. He always got me. Let me read it over here. He always got me and Clint all riled up. He was a nasty pervert, and there were calls made on my end he knew about. Okay, well, that might be something you want to cover. You're going to hear how creepy and weird Paul is. I'm sorry, but he is. It makes and to add to it, he was so set on getting Cody arrested. I don't know how that was going to impact John. Again, why would we do that? It wasn't going to do anything to further the goal. But Paul lives in another country, like I think the UK. So this whole shit of, him, you'll hear him in a few minutes. I want to get to the video as quick as possible because this is going to be a late live for me. Implying that he was afraid, and we're all like, you're afraid? He's in our freaking state right now making death threats, you dumbass. But anyway, Paul didn't just ask, apparently he did ask Maria, and she did say no. She did let us know that after the fact. That I do remember. She said absolutely, or Paul said it on you'll hear him, I think on the live. I remember hearing where he says absolutely. She said absolutely not. I'm not sure if it's on this live or the one from June 21st. Okay, but so Paul was shopping around to find somebody to call, and we know from, and he's gonna there's a list of names that's going to be rattled off here in the live. I do know like SoFlo, AMZ, apparently Bambi, and you guys we'll just have to listen to the rest of them. All right, don't start shit please with Jen here. Shit show. If you want to stay, that's fine, but we're not doing that right now, okay? No. Yeah. Let's stay on topic because this is a lot. Because I'm trying. Yeah, we know. As you again, you don't understand the gravity of pulling all this back out is not what any of us want. Well, I don't know if John wants to do that. Obviously, the last thing he said that I heard before he logged off was again, hey, Ray, can get me the group chat again. And I'm like, shit, here we go. Is this really all needed? Let's just go back and listen to what Paul admits to himself. Again, if any of these women were involved, any person would be like, get off my ass. You were there. You heard me. You knew I was doing it. There's none of that. You'll hear it yourself. Again, it's a new layer hearing that he was already warned on the 19th. So what I've never been clear on is how far into Florida did they make it, or did they just automatically pull over into Georgia at Angela's? Now, there was always rumors back then that he was set to, and I'm not trying to start shit. I'm just going how it was back then. The rumors were that he was supposed to babysit. Maybe it just worked out. He's like, hey, I got a few extra days. And she's like, great, I'm leaving. At Angela's a 90 Day Fiance cast or ex-cast member. And then John did some not so nice lives. And of course, again, even then we were like, we're not it. Again, we are not the only 9 people that are surrounded by Maria. I knew she had a mod chat and I knew she was in other chats. And I'm really trying to be really good here by not trying to throw everybody under the bus. I'm really hoping we could just, it was what it was. It is what it is at this point. We can't go back and change it. But to think that we're the only ones that she talked to is just asinine. It's obvious, again, for her to even admit that she gave him a heads up and didn't bother to tell us should be a clue. Should be a clue that we were not clued in to everything she was up to. How long was he around? Because when I came around, I mean, he was on the board, but he wasn't around when I was around. So I guess Paul and John fell out. It may have, I don't know. You'll listen to Paul and you might hear some of the things that I'm hearing. It sounds like he was a bit obsessed with John and maybe pissed off because he got kicked off panel. I really don't know Paul's motives. I really don't. But so I hope, does anybody have any questions before I start playing the video? And I'll catch up on some comments then. Yeah. And again, and that's, and I get John is wanting answers or, apologies, but you got to understand, if we haven't done it, we can't apologize for it. That's just stupid. I'm not going to apologize. I mean, hell, don't you think it would be so tempting if you're going to pull out all the group chats again, hell, to, just admit it, to make it the stop, but I'm not going to do that because it didn't happen. Okay. He was obsessed. Okay. That's the impression I got. So yeah, there's a consensus. Yeah, this is my last one. I got another kind of that's really good. I'll show here in a second when I'm letting this play. So I asked Brooke to if I could play this one. And again, I have another live that I did the next day. Brooke did this one, and then I did a live the next day. I edited the 8-minute phone call that Debbie made, and I played it. As far as I know, Debbie has never confirmed or talked about it. Paul, at least, I give him credit for coming up, and he took. I mean, those ladies threw a lot of shit at him. Duct tape. I'm not sure what that's about. But I don't recall Debbie ever. It appears she's the one that said yes. Now you'll hear them saying, "Did you take advantage of Debbie?" For those that don't know Debbie, she's a bit of an older woman, and I'm really not trying to be disrespectful, but there's questions whether or not, if you ask her at the right time of day, that maybe she can be talked into stuff. But if I have to cover that live and play that call, she made some very serious threats, or claims, I should say, against John and how scared she was and blah, 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 blah. And stuff that even still today, it doesn't make sense, because I didn't see John. She wasn't even on the board, I don't think. I didn't see a major fight between Debbie. So I've never understood why she said yes. If anybody has a real good answer to that, I don't know. I know I lost my cool about 6 months ago when, I don't know, Debbie came in somewhere, and I was angry because she sat and watched for 10 to 15 days for sure, watching us get death threats, knowing he's in our area, and she never copped to it. And then we get the email confirmation. Like I said, she got it. She requested it on June 27th, but I think I finally got it to actually edit. Here's the email. It was sent to me July 2nd, the same day, for $3.55. And Maria is the one that requested it. So she has FOIA'd, I guess, before. Okay. It's a police FOIA request for any police calls to this address. And again, I will not be playing addresses. We're turning off the lights. We don't need it. Okay. So, yeah. So we really couldn't confirm that it was even Debbie until she plays. You can hear her voice, and she says her name, and she makes a lot of claims. But anyway, over the year, I did lose my cool, and I was pretty nasty to her a few months ago because, again, she's just never taken responsibility. Hey, Brooke, I hope I'm doing this, covering this. If I'm missing stuff, just ask for the link, and you guys can clear it up, okay? Yeah, I don't recall. Look, John talked about a lot of people, but not Paul. So again, that's what, and I get why he would be questioning, like, why would Paul do this? It does. I agree, John. It looks bad. Why out of nowhere? And that's the questions that we barrage Paul with. So I'm just going to go ahead and start this. This is, again, Brooks Live. I will catch up on the comments. Let me change my share screen. Let me make sure we got the right one because, like I said, there's 2 lives. Let me check the date on this one. All right, that one's unlisted. All right, so this is the one we're going to do. All right, I'm just going to start at about 4 minutes in. Let me see. Let's see if it shows up. Good, it did. Now, I'm going to make it big. Let's see if I can put comments too, if you guys want to see those. Let me see. No, I don't want them. Wow, open panel. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. Let me reload it.
I would like to.
It's giving me comments after. Let me try. Oh, here we go. Let me do live chat. There we go. Okay. I don't want top fans. No, I don't want that. Just want to make sure it's all okay. I guess that's it. We'll see if it does play. All right. First, let me know if you can hear it. I'm going to make it bigger, obviously. Let me get down here. That's not a good place to be. And I'm going to remove these. All right. First, let's check sound. Oh, I have it set at 1.55. You know what? I'll slow it down. If you guys can handle a little bit faster, let me know. I'm going to put it at 1.35. All right, here we go.
Very sincerely and deeply apologize from the bottom of my heart to the lady that you mentioned at the start of the discussion. I was obviously made aware of the events of last night, which have been devastating and heartbreaking. The thought that that poor lady was attacked in the most despicable and evil and underhanded, disgraceful manner that she was, bearing in mind respectfully that my wife is Latin as well.
I'm going to rewind it because I'm not sure which lady he's talking about. So let's just go to almost the intro.
Dogs. We've all been threatened. Death.
Fuck it. Come on, play.
This crazy conspiracy theory shit. That's gone on for the last, 2 weeks, however, since the 19th of June. So what we're going to do is I've got Paul here, and we're going to try this whole, taking accountability thing one more time. All right. So I think Paul's here. All right. Hello.
Evening.
Hey, Paul. So I know last time we tried this, it was a little bit rocky. So I'm going to go with a different approach. I'm actually going to mute. And I just would like, and literally, it just quick and painless for you to just kind of give us the rundown of what happened from beginning to end.
Could I say a couple
including
of things?
Without omitting any details with this call, because I know as you know, Paul, now Sweets is getting. Our friends are getting doxxed. We've all been threatened. Death threats, the whole 9 yards, and it's just it's really upsetting people when they didn't have anything to do with it, and they're getting slung through the mud. So what I'm going to do is I just want you to just kind of tell us what happened from the beginning. Go ahead.
Yeah, can I respectfully say a couple of things at the start, please? Just touching on what you just said.
There?
I'm here.
Paul?
I'm here.
I'm not saying we don't need a backstory. Absolutely. We need what happened. I have the information. I just want Paul to. Is he even still there? Because I don't hear him.
I'm here. I wasn't looking to give you the backstory. I was looking to address the point you just made, if I may respectfully.
Can somebody find out where he's at?
I'm here. I'm here.
Hi, everybody. Can y'all hear me? Oh, I don't hear him.
I'm here. Hello?
I'm sorry. Okay, go ahead. My own earbuds messed up this time. I'm so sorry. Start over. Go ahead. I didn't hear a word you said.
Okay.
All right, start over.
What I was going to say was you made an important point at the start. My intention wasn't to try and do a whole backstory piece, but I wanted to just address a couple of things, including the point that you just made at the start. Would that be okay, please?
Yes.
Because I need to respect where I am.
Go ahead.
First things first, and I know any words from me have no value. They have no meaning, and they're not worth anything.
That's right. I wanted to mention, there was something about him first starting with the FBI, something about IC3 forms. Sorry for the loud ass crows, but damn, I want some crow friends. But yeah, there's more to it that probably somebody else could give more details. He was doing a lot of fuck shit from, where is he from? England? Okay.
Nevertheless, I would like to very sincerely and deeply apologize from the bottom of my heart to the lady that you mentioned at the start of the discussion. I was obviously made aware of the events of last night, which have been devastating and
I'm going to interrupt one more time. Maud, you are welcome in here, and if you want to ask any questions on behalf of John, you're welcome to. I don't know if you're listening, but if like I said, if we can put this to bed and not drag this out anymore, that would be lovely. Willing to answer questions, but preferably through you. Okay.
breaking. The thought that that poor lady was attacked in the most despicable and evil and underhanded, disgraceful manner that she was, bearing in mind respectfully that my wife is Latin as well, it made me sick to my bones, and I deeply, deeply apologise from the bottom of my heart. Not that that has any value, not that I expect it to be accepted, sincerely, for what that poor lady was put through. It was one of the most evil and disgusting things I've ever seen in all my life.
Okay. So
could I say one other final thing, please?
Sure.
Brooke, have you got any objection if I address John?
Paul, all I want to happen of this discussion is for the correct blame to be laid in the correct place for the correct.
Well, this is what I'm coming to, Brooke. This is what I'm coming to. Yes,
absolutely. Any way that you have to do this, Paul, feel free.
Because this is exactly what I'm doing, right? Because you made a very good point. At the end of the day, in terms of blame, in terms of responsibility, it's me. If anybody wants to blame anybody, and if John wants to blame anybody, it's me. Okay? Now, at the end of the day,
yes,
anyone knows. At the end of the day, the only person to blame was involved, has made misguided judgments, is me. And at the end of the day, this whole issue in terms of anybody else, Maria or whatever, I don't do things for Maria. I'm not threatened, controlled, do anything for Maria. It's not. At the end of the day, John wants to blame somebody, hold somebody accountable. It's me. At the end of the day, I got traumatized, scared, triggered out of my mind, broke down, whatever you want to call it. That's not an apology. I acted independently. This guy, I don't know what's happened to him, but his behavior is just not it's not the person that I used to know. And obviously, if he wants to hold somebody responsible for trying to report him to the authorities and hold him accountable for the horrible, disgusting things he's been doing, at the end of the day, the blame lies with me.
Okay, can I ask you a question, Paul?
Can I just clarify a couple of other things quick, please?
Really quickly, can I ask you a question real quick? So how many people and who all did you ask to make this call that you got denied?
I was in a situation wherein I put IC3 paperwork in to try and protect my family. I was triggered, I was traumatized, I was frightened. Everybody's tolerances are different. The guy's got 106,000 followers on IG, 40,000 on YouTube. Okay, now I put paperwork in, and I needed to speak to somebody at Seaside to try and get some traction. And ultimately, as I said to you the other day, honestly, I'm not allowed to make international calls. So can I answer your question? Sorry, can I answer your question? Because I don't want to give you the backstory, because I know that you'll get angry, and I don't want that. All right, I want to be respectful. I'm here to be respectful.
Okay, so when you asked Phil to do it, what did he tell you?
No.
When you asked Bambi to do it, what did she tell you?
No.
When you asked Maria to do it, what did she tell you?
Hell no, can't do it, no way. I'm in court for.
Not that she, again, it's not that she can't, it's that she wouldn't. There's no way.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Hell no, I can't. Hell no, I won't. Hell no, I would never do it anyway. Don't even ask.
Okay, so and then you asked, who else did you ask? Amzi? She told you what?
No.
And then you asked Debbie Loves to Chat, and what did she tell you?
I was in a panic. I was in a state. I was falling to pieces mentally. I asked people that I should never, ever have asked, completely misguidedly, totally wrongfully, and I accept full responsibility.
Okay.
And ultimately, it's my fault, Brooke. It's my fault for asking questions and trying to get help.
I know. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. And I mean, Debbie is kind of like, she's...
Nobody should have any issues with that lady. That lady is a saint. Everyone should blame
her.
I'm
not saying anything about
Everyone
it.
needs to blame me, Brooke.
I'm saying, at the end of the day, when you got through all of the list of people that you thought you could get to call, you got to Debbie and she agreed, correct? Yeah, just yes or no. And hello to all my friends that I haven't seen so long coming in here. Mari, Jen, Sarah, I've seen you, but good to see you. All of our OG little group.
Brooke,
amazing to see you guys. What?
John's people want to come after me. I'm the one that filed paperwork. I'm the one that tried to stop him. I thought something was going to happen to somebody. I was trying to stop it. I was trying to save people's lives. I thought he was going to come to my family.
Wow.
My address is public record.
Well, I mean, what do you think he knows about all of us?
Brooke, the only person that gentleman needs to come after is me, because at the end of the day, I was the one legally and lawfully trying to take him off the street to try and stop anybody being hurt. It's 100% my fault, and I take total responsibility. And at the end of the day, he's got no right to be attacking or going after any lady in their family, because at the end of the day, the responsibility is mine and mine alone, at 110%, nothing to do with Maria, nothing at all. Maria's told me earlier that she's going to block me today. We're not going to speak again, which I deserve. Okay.
Well, I mean, this is how this is crumbling.
I expect you to do the same.
So Maria wakes up in the morning, and all of our friends are doxxed to shit, threatened, and everything else. So you got Maria waking up in the morning, and this all falls on her shoulders because she's been trying to keep people from coming after you for this, even though she had nothing to do with it.
And I respect that, and I didn't deserve it.
She's been,
Maria's been one of the best friends anybody could have ever had in their life, and now that's over, and it's my fault, okay? And I have to live with it, and I deserve to live with it, okay? But 100%, she said she couldn't, wouldn't, would never do it. Go to hell, Paul, no way, don't even ask. And at the end of the day, however messed up and however broken and how mentally whatever I was, because at the end of the day, these people have been branding me a child molester everywhere. I was in a hell of a state. It does not excuse what I did. I should never have asked anybody, okay? And the fault is mine, Brooke. And I'm here to own it.
And thank you for owning it.
I'm sorry. I'm going to pause right here because I got to say, Sweets, this is the only time that I've seen you angry. Well, we've had some spicy conversations in the background, but I love this, Sweets. Here you go.
Well, Ida's here, and Ida's the one, or Sweet, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I don't know this lady. Who's lady on the panel? I don't know her, sorry.
This is the lady
Yeah, the lady that was doxxed last night because of you.
Okay,
I am highly upset, and please allow me to speak, Paul.
Yes, ma'am.
I am highly upset at you because of the fact that for 2 weeks, we have been dragged through the mud because of you. And we had nothing to do with this.
No, you didn't.
And to be honest, I don't care about your mental health because you haven't been dragged like we have. 2 or 3 side comments that they have made about you is nothing compared to what we have gone through. So you were the one who caused all this mess. And because of that, my husband has been dragged into this. I have been dragged in the chat. I have been called names, and I have done absolutely nothing. You were the one who caused all this mess. And for 2 weeks, you have been silent, working in the background, talking to everybody, spreading your screenshots, and just causing havoc, and just by staying quiet, allowing us to be dragged when you fully knew it was all you. And you owe not only me, but you owe all of us a huge apology because of what you did.
May I?
Again, I want to make you, like, seriously, John, please put on some daytime listening ears and hear the angst in our voices. It's not a guilty voice. It's a pissed off voice because, again, we truly didn't deserve it. And, you know, I can put it in perspective if to play some of the threats so people understand the gravity of what we are so upset about. If that'll be helpful. And again, John, if you're showing shit, let's show shit. But I don't want to make this worse. I want to make it better, but I also want to give the full picture. So I'll leave that up to you guys if you want to hear a little bit of a taste of that.
Address your point, Mom.
Yes.
Every word you've said is true and accurate, and I accept it in full. I would like to publicly reiterate a sincere and heartfelt apology from the bottom of my heart to you and your husband and your family. You know, my wife is of a similar culture, and I am so sorry for everything that you've been through. It's my fault, and I'm so sorry, and I don't expect you ever to forgive me, and I don't want you to forgive me, okay?
Well, I won't.
From the bottom of my heart, I am so sorry. It was never my intention whatsoever to try and do some kind of fire and forget strategy to leave other people accountable for my own actions. And if that is the perception, that again is my fault. And to your other point, Mom, what I was going to say is I deeply and totally apologize to everybody else who has been affected and impacted. I was scared to death for my own family. It's not an excuse, I'm just trying to own it. I was scared to death for my own family. I was scared to death that something was going to happen to somebody. And I didn't want anybody to get hurt, and I'm so sorry to you on a personal level, and I'm deeply sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay, so you say that you were afraid for your own life and your family, but you left 5 to 7 women getting dragged, getting death threats, Paul, and you said nothing.
That was never my intention, and I was getting triggered and threatened and everything else, and I was getting driven out of my mind. Just to your previous point, Mom, okay, just as a point of record, I've been attacked for over 2 years, and that is the God's honest truth.
So I understand if you have been dragged and, you know, persecuted and all this stuff, but you knew for 2 weeks. You knew for 2 weeks that they have been dragging us, and you did absolutely nothing.
I wish
that is unforgivable. I'm sorry, I'm speaking.
I apologize.
That is unforgivable what you did. And if you have been dragged, if you were feeling scared for your life and your family, you're overseas, Paul. We're in the United States. We had a bigger threat. You did it. All you had to do was disconnect. Nobody's going to fly overseas to kick your ass or do something to you. And I'm sorry, Brooke, I cussed. But
yeah, we do not cuss on this channel, Sweet.
Yes, so that's the point, Paul. It's like you're saying, and I am upset because you're turning this all on you, and it's not you. You affected a lot of people. You have affected Maria, and I love Maria. I love my Brooke. I love all my group chat. They're my friends, and having them being dragged because of you and you staying quiet, and you're saying that you're having breakdowns and you're scared for your life. What about us, Paul? You never thought. You never thought. And I thought you were this counselor. Wouldn't you think about other people instead of what you were going through?
Can I reply to your point?
No, I want to be very clear. This, no. Well, there was a full week maybe 7 to 10 days of full threats. And that's why Sweets is so angry here, because each night there were threats and doxes. Each person was getting doxed. Just about every single woman in that chat was doxed, in their family, their business, whatever. It was after the group chat reading was back in April, when John got the group chats, and that's when Maria would they would antagonize each other, but that's when that's when the group chats were actually read. So this is I believe he had pretty much stopped, but of course, anytime anybody made him upset, he would pull out some more group chats to read. And then it finally, well, I'm hoping it finally ended. Okay. So I hope, yeah, that group chat, I believe, started being read the middle of April, like April 15th. I hope that answered your question.
Point, because you're right.
Yes.
Again, everything you said is true and accurate and right, and I own it. Now, at the end of the day, I should have.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, whatever was done to me in the last 10 days, 2 weeks,
nothing.
I should have been able to see past all my own fears, the fact that I was sent a bomb threat, the fact that everything that was done to me and all the accusations. Yeah, I should have seen through all of it, been able to handle it better. You are 100% right. And absolutely, irrespective whether my tolerance is lower than yours, at the end of the day, the fact that you are in America and I'm not, absolutely, your overall threat is higher, and you're 100% right. And that makes my fears, weakness, anxieties, trauma, whatever you want to call it, it makes it all the more worse, because I got triggered and cracked and fell to pieces because of things that have happened that stopped me coming forward. And you are completely right, Mom. And I can only apologise to you and everybody else that I wasn't the person that I should be. And it's
okay, let me ask you something. How is this? Why is this? Okay, I know you're aware by now that whenever y'all dropped off my live, or I ended my live and went to sleep the other night, that you and TL were backstage having a conversation, and that conversation was presented on Heidi Black's channel. And that conversation, you didn't say really much about. I mean, I didn't hear quite all of it, but the part that really sticks.
Heidi, that's the one that I think you were talking about at the end of your live. The first one that was on the first live that Brooke did, I saw that TL came up and you were talking about recording, and I think that's what they're talking about here. So just FYI, but I haven't listened to it all the way through. It's much longer. It's like 3.5 hours plus whatever happened in the background.
Out to me, like Heidi just said, is you said you were doing this out of spite, out of revenge. Like those were the words you were using privately, or so you thought with TL. So I mean, while I understand,
can I address that, Brooke?
Let me finish. While we've all lived it here on the continental U.S., where we are all driving distance from this lunatic, and I'm just not quite buying this fear versus, and it's okay. You know what? Right here, right now, at this time, you should just be as open as possible. If you hate the motherfucker and that's why you did it, you know how many things that we've done out of hatred that were mistakes that we've tried to sit and own in this community? It's nothing new. You won't be the first or the last. So if it was done for those selfish reasons, just say so. Because
can I answer your point?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not trying to interrupt anybody, by the way. I'm really not. If I've used those words, I have to own it and I have to accept it. If I've used those words, they're the wrong words, and I'm better than that. But at the end of the day, was I angry? Yeah. Was I upset because of what he and his associates have been doing to me and the stuff that I've been accused of and the stuff that I've been called? And did I want, out of anger or whatever the right word was, that the gentleman be punished for the horrible and disgusting things he'd been doing and I've been hearing about and it had been building up? Then absolutely. And at the end of the day, was I angry? Was I upset? And did I want, and did some part of me, want some kind of revenge, payback, spite, whatever you want to say that I said? And I don't dispute using the terminology, because God knows, I would hope that you know how much I respect Heidi, and always have.
Okay, well, are you aware that Debbie has like a chronic intermittent, I don't know if it's chronic, like it's not continuous, but it's an intermittent form of dementia called like sundowners. Usually a lot of times it happens at certain times of the day, it's the name. Do you understand that Debbie sometimes is a very easily influenced individual, and is that why you went to Debbie?
No, that wasn't why I went to Debbie. I was... So, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, Mum, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to yourself. Brooke asked me a very fair, reasonable question, okay? I went to a number of people, and I should never have gone to anybody at all, ever. Okay, there's no excuse for it. I wanted to get traction with Seaside Heights. I was terrified. And again, if you want to say I'm pathetic, I'm weak, I'm whatever. I wanted traction on the paperwork that I put in. I was desperate, I was panicking, I was scared for my family. The fact that I'm in the UK, the rationale to come back to the lady's point, Brooke, previously.
Again, I had been recording a lot during this time period for the previous year, and I never heard John really focusing on Paul. You may have mentioned him in passing, but he sure wasn't this is what's so fucking confusing about it all. His level of fear. I don't know what his true motive was, because I think this is all bullshit.
At the end of the day, with the size of those social media accounts and the presence and the attacks that I've been under, I didn't feel safe anywhere. And I know that's not meant as an excuse. It's meant to give you an honest answer. I didn't feel safe anywhere. I could have been at the North Pole. I would have still felt scared to death. And that's just trying to be honest with you. And in terms of every single person I asked for help, I was out of my mind. I was desperate. I was panicking. I had my LinkedIn profile docs with TikTok on it. I had them calling me, I had this child molester stuff being thrown at me that people had started 2 years ago. And it just tipped me over the edge. Completely tipped me over the edge. I might be useless at many things, but I'm damn good father to my daughter. Okay, so the bottom line of it is, I got tipped over the edge. I asked people, and so the question is, did I specifically ask someone who I considered a dear friend with knowledge of foresight that the lady? No. I was desperate. I would have asked, at that point in time, Brooke, to answer your question, I'd have asked 100 people, because at the end of the day, I just wanted everything to stop, and I thought someone was going to get hurt or worse.
I forwarded through. I do believe Maria comes on panel. We're going to have Vault on panel, Jennifer on panel, and I think it's Maria. Like I said, I tried to get through as much as I could. We're at 25 minutes out of a minute, hour and 50.
And if I had to go to another 100 people with the mindset that I was in, I probably would have done it, because I was out of my mind. And I hope that answers your question.
Can I ask you a question, Paul?
Yes, Mom.
So I want you to walk me through the process that you did to, Brooke is gone. It's our show now. I want you to walk me through the process of what you did. So you filled out an IC3 form, correct?
Yeah, could I just add one more thing in, Mom, because I think it's relevant?
Yes.
Brooke made a very valid point, okay? I shouldn't say this because it's going to come back on me.
I'm sorry, I missed the last 3 minutes of what you said, because I wasn't hearing anything.
There's members of my immediate family that suffer from dementia. So the thought that I would ever seek to prey or weaponize or exploit somebody, respectfully, I would never do that, because it would be, it's against everything. It's against everything, all my values, all right?
But did you know that she had it before you asked her, even though you didn't do it for that?
I don't know what it should be the icon now, since this live. I don't see anything so far. If I see anything, I gotta be able to switch screens to come to this video and look, and also come back to the other one to see your comments. But I'll keep looking. I'll give it a good, you know what, maybe I'll get my iPad while this is going and see if I can see the comments better. I'll get that and look. But so far, I'm not seeing any Maria comments. Interesting.
That reason, you knew that she had dementia, right?
It had been mentioned to me in passing, and I must have put it out of my mind, because at the end of the day, the state that I was in, I should never have gone near anybody, let alone someone with such underlying personal characteristics, and that shame will go with me to my grave, okay? Because I am responsible. I take full ownership for everything that's been done to this poor lady and everybody else, and I am so, so sorry. And the shame and guilt will go to my grave. And if John Yates wants to go after somebody and hold somebody responsible, it's my fault. I thought something was going to happen to somebody, and I tried to stop it, and I shouldn't have done it. I didn't ask anybody to do anything for my dirty work. I spoke to people out of desperation and fear, and I shouldn't have spoke to anybody, let alone, and if I knew it got put out of my mind, okay, and that's me trying to own it and take responsibility. All right? I'm not this evil monster that goes around targeting people with these kind of afflictions.
You're breaking up, Brooke. So, okay, so let's go back to, walk me through it. You filled out the IC3 form, and then what happened next?
I put again, background, okay? I filled the form in, I made a submission with my full name on, my address details and everything, with the sole intention at that time, because obviously it's accessible under FOIA, all my personal information, to try to, remediate a perceived threat to me and my family, with the hope maybe afterwards that potentially other people might be safe and protected as well, because I thought something was going to happen to somebody. I genuinely did.
So when did you fill out this IC3 form? When did you fill it out?
I don't recall the specific date that's on the document, but for the sake of argument, sometime must have been within the last 10, 14 days, Mark, something of that order.
Okay, so then after you filled it out, how did it come about you wanting to call? You wanted to call Seaside.
Yes,
how did you come about calling Seaside after filling out the IC3 form?
Okay, I put the paperwork in, as I said, around that time frame. And at the end of the day, with these kind of things, there I won't say lottery, that's the wrong word, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of value judgments regarding internet beef, internet drama, and you don't know which desk it's going to land on. So this thing has been in for, I don't know, maybe a week or anything else. And obviously in that time frame, to answer you, it was just more and more and more and more, all the comments and everything else, and I just got to the point where this thing had gone up with my LinkedIn profile, with TikTok on it, the stuff trying to infer that I'm something that I'm not. And that was the tipping point to answer your question directly, Mom.
So then, you, by looking at his lives, you knew that he was going to Florida. So how did you come up with a plan to call Florida to call for the warrant? How did you come up with that?
Obviously, he was on his way down there. Anyway. The point of the matter was to try and get information. I did amendments onto the IC3 forms on the pretext that, you know, that he could get picked up, they could get picked up, whatever, just for it to stop, for no one to get hurt. I was scared that people were going to get hurt.
Okay, I understand that, but then
there was still amendments on the IC3, Mom.
So then the thing is, he wouldn't have gotten picked up. He wouldn't have any issues. It was his husband.
Yeah.
It didn't have anything to do with him. So you're not hurting the person that supposedly has been harassing you for 2 years. And I'm not defending him, but I'm just putting it out there.
And I have another thing to say before you respond, Paul. If you were so scared we were going to get hurt, but you sat back and let us get threatened night after night.
And, that's not true.
You don't think that's exactly how people get hurt? Giving people's full names and addresses and everywhere. This doesn't make sense.
Well, can I answer your question, please, Brooke?
Go on.
He knew, Ruby. John knew.
Because again, it's a valid point, okay? And looking back with the benefit of hindsight, that would be never something that I would choose to do deliberately and purposefully.
But you did, though.
No, may I answer the point, Mom?
Let me expand on that. I don't know if it, like, John not talking about Paul last night. I don't know if it was because, and I'm not trying to be mean, I'm just trying to figure out why John is presenting this narrative. He's so super focused on this group of women still. And again, we presented all this and the call that Debbie made. He played the call that Debbie made as well. So he definitely knew all about Paul and Debbie, but he's so in the fact that all those other people were asked, but still there was some higher expectations of people in this group chat. Other people that were asked didn't tell him until after, when Paul admitted he asked these other people. I don't know why they're not being drugged to the same level. They were actually asked and didn't say anything, is my understanding, obviously. Again, though, I don't know what else we don't know, because it wasn't until almost 24 hours ago that we found out that Maria had given him a heads up through a third party. So I still think there's missing pieces, is my point.
What ultimately happened as a consequence of a paralysis of fear, as a paralysis of sheer terror on my part. It wasn't a deliberate choice. It was just a complete and total paralysis of fear, which is worse actually than what you're saying. And at the end of the day, to come to your other point, Mom, at the end of the day, my understanding was, probably wrongly, that there might ultimately be other bits and pieces on the name of the gentleman who had been targeting me. And ultimately it was anyway. Just wanted everything to stop, and I thought people were going to get hurt, and I wanted everything to stop.
Okay, but that wasn't the thing. Is that
that's true?
It was revenge. You wanted to hurt like you were hurting, and I don't know. You're supposedly this counselor. Why would you even do that? I mean, I'm trying, and I know Sarah said that I have the patience of a saint, but what you did was horrible.
Can I answer your point there, please?
No, one moment. Let me finish. And the thing is, what you did was horrible. We can have internet beefs. We can fight with each other. We can cuss each other out. But what you did was terrible. We would have never, ever even thought of doing something like that. So it's this big snowball effect that you caused. And now he's out for revenge on everybody because of what you have done to him. What we have with him is something different. What you want to do is on you. And I don't understand, because you say you have all these certificates, you're a counselor, you're this. Why would you even think of doing something like this? And since the first time 2 years ago that I heard you, I have been advocating to everybody, please block Paul, please delete him. He is dangerous.
And you were still talking this morning, Paul, that Cody's mom should be arrested for obstruction.
I was venting earlier on, Brooke.
Don't interrupt me. You said earlier.
I was venting, Brooke. I was upset. I was traumatized. I should never have said it.
Me. You said Cody's mom should be arrested for obstruction.
I said it. I regretted it the second I said it.
Exactly. I mean, how much more are you going to say? It's ridiculous what you're doing.
I regretted it the moment I said it.
You're involving family members, sick family members. This is disgusting what you're doing. And we are getting blamed for it. I would suggest you stop with this. Already, you have, it's not even a target that you have on your back right now. You're going to be dragged.
He never did have a target.
But now he does. Now he definitely does. But I just want to say that what you did was disgusting. It is unforgivable. And I understand that you say you have your traumas, your anxiety, your fear, your family, but you never thought about anybody else but yourself. You never thought about anybody else but yourself. And that's all I have to say.
Brooke, am I allowed to speak on anything, please?
You don't have to keep asking for permission, Paul. I know that might be kind of what I'll do over there, but just I don't want to have to keep answering because I'm muting, so everybody can hear everybody, and I don't want to have to keep unmuting. Anyway, go ahead. Yes, respond, but don't make it long-winded and topsy-turvy because I mean the bottom line is, I mean you asked all these people to call for you, nobody would. You're over there busy filling out IC3 forms, and when those don't work fast enough, then you want to recruit somebody to call for you, and everybody you pick the people that hate John the most, and everybody said no. You went to Debbie, who was a vulnerable woman, whether you want to admit it or not. You got her to do this.
Brooke, hang on a second, all right, please. It was an uncoordinated, scattergun approach. All right, not making excuses. And at the end of the day, I own what I've done. I've used inappropriate language,
Mari, and I don't know if you were late into this, but I want to make it clear again for those coming in. My point in playing this is to hopefully illustrate how we really felt at that time, given the new information also that we heard from Maria, that she did warn him. John already knew. And Maria herself, even though she doesn't like us, admitted that we knew nothing of this plot. So I'm playing this because John made the threat of starting with the group chats again because he's absolutely convinced that we were involved. And I'm trying to illustrate, like, if we were, Paul would not be taking our shit. It's going to get worse. And if I play the first one from June 21st, it's way worse. No way would a guy put up with all these women screaming at him. And I can forward it a little bit, make it and add up where Jen and Volt come up because he's pretty much, it's the same bullshit answers basically. My point, or what I'm trying to accomplish, is not get things going again. I'm trying to, hey, this is what happened. These women were not involved, even according to Maria, and she doesn't like us. And it doesn't need to keep going. That's what I'm hoping comes out of this. I really, truly, that's my hope. I'm gonna let it play. I think someone should be coming up soon.
Terminology, including today, that is beneath me. To the lady's point, especially with any training that I may or may not have. Absolutely, it's beneath me. Absolutely, it's not something I should do. And it makes it worse with the background that I may or may not have. The lady is 100% correct. And whilst, bearing in mind this is probably the last time this lady and I will ever speak, deservedly so because of me, I deeply and sincerely apologise again.
Nikki.
And anybody like your good self has the right to hate me for the rest of your life.
Okay, we're not talking about love, hate, or
and, I mean, and this lady wants to...
Everybody's asking. I think we went through. So you asked, just to clarify.
I'm trying to apologise to Lady Brooke.
Phil, Bambi, Maria, Amzi. Who else? Phil, Bambi, Maria, and they all told you no. Who else?
Maria said, "Hell no, won't do it."
Was there anybody else that you asked that would exonerate their one? I mean, I'm not going to do anything bad for them. It's just going to prove that they said no.
It is weird that the only time he makes a point of saying who said what is only with Maria, and I don't know. Pointing that out. I mean, it should be obvious to everybody. This is the second or third time that he's made that point that Maria and Maria should have said that because of where she was in the middle of an RO with him. Like, I do not want to be involved with this. So maybe he's just keeping that in mind. I don't know.
Oh, so is there anybody else?
Yeah, I think someone's about to come up.
Not off the top of my head, no. But like I said, the key thing is that at the end of the day, I accept what's coming. I take full total.
Oh, sorry, Maria,
I'll never be in any chats anywhere again. So. Hold
on. Oh, did you ask SoFlo? And he said no?
That's correct, yeah.
Not held.
I've just offered to hand my wrench back.
How do I make a comment? I'm trying to, hold on, post comment.
We were in dark.
Mom, I don't expect any forgiveness, nor do I deserve anybody. I've used inappropriate language. I've made completely wrong decisions. I deeply apologise. You and your family.
You should be making an apology too to the other people that you hurt too.
Well, Mom, you're on the panel.
Not only me, not only my friends, but you have to apologize.
Mom, I will do
to
that.
Cody as well. And I'm not.
All right, I'm just going to forward it a little bit because it's just, he's, oh, here we go. Let's see who came up.
That you were trying to put Anne and Maria into your
This is Jen, Positivity, up on panel.
bullshit, because you were constantly in Jen's ear. And as far as I'm concerned, you're part of the reason why Jen is as bad as she is. But that's another subject.
I 100% agree, Jennifer. He was the one who drove to do that.
Any therapist would not be doing what they are doing right now. And as for them bringing up CP towards you, that was not done until after you made the call. So don't say it was. Every once in a blue moon, and I hate having to defend these people, but right is right. Every once in a blue moon, Jules would say the fish. She barely said your name, but once they started seeing our chat and seeing us talking about what you were saying to Maria and Anne and trying to get them involved in, that's when your name started coming up. But for you to go and make those calls, or sorry, you didn't make them because you weren't man enough. You were man enough to go and get the FBI after Jules, but not John. Please tell me, you're sitting here, you're complaining that John goes after women, okay? But you just had a woman go after John, and you're a man and went after Jules. So tell me what the difference is, please.
Am I allowed to respond to those points, please?
I just paused so you could.
Is that okay with yourself, Brooke?
She just told you don't have to ask.
You don't have to ask. And hey, Jen.
Hi, Brookie. You're no victim, Paul, so just speak.
I'm trying to respond to your points, Mom. Okay.
He's delaying.
There's a number of points been raised, okay? And no, I'm not a victim, okay? And first things first, not that it has any value, I'd like to apologise to you. I don't expect it to be accepted, but I would like to apologise. It's the right thing to do to yourself. And to your previous point, if I may, I had been hit with a lot of this NAMBLA crap going back a very long time. It scarred me to my soul. That's not an excuse, nor is it defence. It's just a point of objectivity. I had been under a lot of sustained attack for a long period of time by a number of the associated acolytes, including the lady that you mentioned, and ultimately it had a cumulative impact. So
okay, to that, let me just answer that. To that, I'm not denying that she didn't go after you. That was a few years ago. Okay, you fell off, to her knowledge, you fell off the face of the earth. She stopped discussing you. She was on Brooke. It was all about Brooke. It wasn't about the fish, or sorry, Paul.
Am I allowed?
It had nothing to do. It had nothing to do with you until our chat.
Can
okay.
I respond to your point on Jen?
Go ahead.
Jen's someone I cared about a great deal as a friend. I've known her a long time. It's someone that
if you cared about that girl, you would not have been sitting online. No, stop. No, stop right there. Because if you are a medical professional, as you state you are, okay, you would not have been sitting online with that woman, going over every single damn live. So don't tell me you're a medical professional. And if you are, I'm sorry, you need to lose your credentials, because nobody would advise to do that to anybody that is mentally ill.
Can I come back to your point? Can I address your point?
Go ahead. Sorry, I don't want to yell. Sorry.
I forgot.
Go ahead.
Too.
I'm going to mute for a minute. Go ahead.
All I tried to do, again, I'm not trying to assuage any animosity, anger, and how you feel about me, and I'm not. From my perspective, all I ever tried to do was to be a caring friend, give her someone to listen to that genuinely wanted the best for her, up until the point where ultimately, behaviours and whatever else just became too much. You know what my mistake was? I should have listened to people and not tried in the first place, and that again is on me. And I'm sorry that you and many other people feel that I made her worse or whatever. All I ever tried to do was to be a caring friend and give her somebody to listen to, not in a professional capacity, but as a friend only. And if you feel that I made her worse, I deeply apologise to you and her as well.
In what world you knew what she was like? Okay, you've been friends, you state, for years with her. Okay,
I was.
And you know she has an addiction to the internet, and that is her biggest issue. She gets addicted, and her mental health just goes downhill.
I know.
Okay, I'm just going to forward through this a little bit. This is just going on about Jen. That's a discussion for another day. And because it's such a long live, I really want to kind of get through it. So let me go forward a little bit.
Which lady would you like me to respond to, please?
Both of us.
Brooke is muted because it's raining and it's really loud. So you go ahead, you respond.
We'll let you speak.
Which of you ladies would you like me to respond to?
Respond to Sweets first, please. We'd like to know how you got that.
I want to know how, and don't be long-winded. Just go straight to the point, Paul, please. We don't have all day.
Yeah, we don't want no mumble jumble. Just spit it out, facts.
Just spit it out. How did you get the address? And
yes,
where did you call? What number did you give for them to call? For her to call?
Yep.
So it's, to the best of my recollection, that was an address that had been shared and doxed a long time ago. I had it, and ultimately, again, I was out of my mind with everything. Everything I've said. I made bad decisions, I made bad choices. It's my responsibility. I own all of it. All right. And in terms of obviously their phone numbers, I had their phone numbers.
No, I'm talking about the police, because apparently it wasn't called to the correct police department. It was called to another department. To
I
another
didn't know.
police
I didn't know.
department. So
I
how?
haven't-
Also, can I also add really quick that not only did you watch and sit back and let everybody fumble around, you knew exactly where the police call went. Nobody spoke up. It had to be found by everybody wanting to get to the bottom of it, which was Maria and all of us, as well as John and all of them.
Yeah, look at the first line you went on with Brooke. Everybody was saying it was Maria and Soflo, and you sat there and you hemmed and hawed. So that's alluding to the fact that it was them. It wasn't until you had a conversation with him.
I was ill on the first live.
Muted. I'm going to just pause it real quick. I'm going to put the chickens up while this plays. But yes, Anne admitted last night that she used a third party to contact John on the, looks like the 19th or the 20th. I think it's the 19th. I have a screenshot inside, warning him that Paul was calling the police to Cody's mom's house. She admitted that she never told any of us in that particular group chat. She won't admit who actually made the contact to John. John is as far as I understand, never admitted to getting a heads up or a warning. So, I mean, he knew not to go there. So there's just a lot of things that, yeah, for her to come out today and say that, I appreciate her acknowledging that we weren't involved. Anybody knows that she would absolutely throw us under the bus if she could, if there was a reason to. She did not. So we have no idea who she got to do that, to warn him. That's what makes it worse. Because during that time, if we had known that, it could have, it would have been a point that, the more I think about it, the more angry I get about that. Like, you couldn't tell us that. It makes this is what I mean, Maria. With Maria, it makes you start questioning every freaking thing. She would pick and choose what she wanted to share with you, what she thought you needed to know. And then you have to question why. Why didn't she tell us? I mean, I would think that'd be, especially with what was happening and all the threats and the doxing. Cannot fathom why she didn't think to tell any of us when we were the ones getting all the shit. All right, I'm going to put the chickens up while I let this play.
Oh, and they want to know too, because supposedly there was a second call to the police. Were you involved in that second call to the police?
I wasn't involved in calls to police. I put everything in, and at the end of the day, my understanding was it was, through the FBI. I haven't spoken to any police in Florida. I was out of my mind. I just wanted everything to stop. I didn't want anybody to get hurt. Anybody, especially the women in Florida.
Yeah, we understand that.
Did they show up more than once? Yes or no?
Do you accept that as honest and true? I didn't want anybody to get hurt.
Did they show up?
But we did. But whatever.
I want all these women that were being attacked and threatened. If you want to say that I've got some kind of misguided savior complex, and I was yes, you do. The bottom line of it, I didn't want anybody to get hurt or worse. All right. And obviously, I was out of my mind with my own family, with everything else. All right.
So then, by your logic, you didn't want anybody to get hurt. But we have been dragged for 2 weeks, and I was doxxed. Excuse me, Paul. Excuse me. I haven't raised my voice.
Sorry, it wasn't my intention, Mom.
We have been dragged for 2 weeks. My husband has been dragged. I have been dragged. I was doxxed, but you didn't want to hurt anybody. Make sense.
There's two separate points, Mom.
No, it's not. Come on, stop this. I mean, can you see? Just because you have an accent and you can talk rings around us doesn't mean just tell the truth.
Now, Vault has entered the chat, and okay, so that's Sweets, Brooke, Jen, and Vault.
My goodness, I can't with him. I can't. I'm gonna get upset.
Paul, your logic is you didn't want anybody to get hurt, but the truth of the matter is, no, stop. The truth of the matter is, you didn't want to get hurt. You were afraid. You didn't want to be drugged by John and everybody. That's the truth of the matter. And you didn't want Debbie to. You didn't want.
I didn't want any. I was terrified of my own family getting hurt. I was scared to get something to happen to somebody else.
So you did the opposite. You put all of the other ladies in danger by your actions.
So screw me, screw my family. Fuck you, Paul. I'm sorry. Fuck you. Because you're worried about your family. Please.
I'm agreeing with you.
Me and my family.
I was terrified. No. Including your family.
Now you're getting Puerto Rican sweets. Fuck you for what you did. You need to apologize. You need to stop it. You need to stop it. I am done with this bullshit with you. Stop talking in circles.
Seems like
you're not making any sense.
None of us have asked you to step up and be our hero.
No, you didn't.
We are adults. We can handle ourselves. If we think we need to get the law involved, we'll do it our goddamn selves. okay? Because everything starts with you doing it behind the damn scenes, okay? And because you did it, you went and you weren't even a freaking man to do it yourself. You went after little old ladies to try and start shit. Okay? And how many weeks has this been? And it wasn't until everybody's been on your goddamn ass for you to finally admit it. So stop the damn bullshit.
I know.
Now.
Just come clean. Everybody knows already. Just speak.
I'm sick of your prim and proper bullshit because you're not prim and proper.
Exactly. Just stop. You did it. Tell us exactly how you did it without all the other bullshit. Because like I said, we have been dragged and it's all your fault.
Exactly. And you know what? We take the dragging for our group chat. That's all our doing, okay? But this bullshit with the fucking cops, oh God, I can't stop swearing. I'm so sorry. This is all you. This has nothing to do with us. Okay?
Exactly. This is all on you. So stop saying that you were scared, you were this, you were that. You're over.
And if you're so damn traumatized, log
Get off the fucking internet. How about that? Get off.
I mean, you're overseas and you're still online 24/7. You're so worried about your wife and your children. You're not even with them. And I hate to bring up family. Believe me, I hate it. But you keep saying you're so worried about them, Paul.
Was there a second police visit, Paul?
Actually, yeah, I'd like to know that too.
Which of the points do you want me to address?
All of them. Answer one by one. Stop asking. Just answer.
And spit the freak out. Like, we don't have all day.
He's frustrating as hell.
We're interrupting because you take these pauses and then you try to be prim and proper. This isn't the time. Just answer the damn questions. We're not having high tea, for Christ's sakes.
To Sweet's first one, I reiterate an apology to her, I reiterate to Jennifer, and I reiterate to yourself, Volt, as well, okay? I know that's never going to count for anything, but I apologise. And to your point, at the end of the day, nobody appointed me as Lord and Saviour and overall protector. That was an overstep. It was wrong. It was stupid.
Yep.
I own it. I take responsibility. And absolutely every single woman on this panel is stronger than me. And at the end of the day, me being paralysed by fear and trauma, whatever you want to call it, is absolutely no excuse for not putting myself forward sooner. You're right.
So you were worried, you didn't want people to get hurt, but you sat back and listened to this guy talk about shooting people between the eyes, throwing bricks through the window, all of this, and you didn't think, oh shit, this is getting a little bit too escalated, let me come forward? No, right. Instead you lied?
Yeah.
So instead he's still in the DMs to all of the other women and still trying to conspire. And then I just heard Brooke say that he's still saying that Cody's mother?
That's what I was just
going to ask.
That is disgusting. Because if you're in
it was a throw.
All right, you guys can hear, right? Let me get down here. I know there's a point. You guys can hear. Oh boy, I'm behind. All right, I'm going all the way to the bottom. Got caught up. Okay, you guys can hear. So, right.
Throwaway comment I made, and I regret it 2 seconds after.
You make a lot of throwaway comments.
Yeah, maybe you need to just close your mouth, so it shut something.
Oh, you're right. I shouldn't have done
disrespectful for you to say that was a throwaway comment. Be respectful.
And I'm sorry, I regret it.
But that was this morning. It was this morning.
Ladies, I'm agreeing with you, and I apologise to Cody, I apologise to his mother, I apologise to everyone. Okay, I'm sorry, I own it. It was a throwaway thing. I regret it 2 seconds afterwards. I haven't slept on it.
Now,
right?
did the cops go there more than once? Did they go twice?
I don't know. I don't know.
How do you not know?
I don't know.
Did you not follow up? Did they follow up with you?
No.
How did you make the call? Did you do Crime Stoppers? Did you call the station? Like, spit it out. Because they're obviously not finding the information. And I don't know what it's like in the States, but I know in Canada, if you call Crime Stoppers, there's not really records for it.
No. They found it. It's found. But
did they?
Yeah, I just saw it on John's community tab. But also, please note, I needed to mention all this. This all came about. This wasn't John's posting on his community tab. We better come up with something. No, this has been planned since this morning, because since early this morning, Maria's been on her phone as well with the same exact person communicating with John, trying to get to the bottom of this shit. And when we figured out that when she got an email confirming that there was an officer, then that's when we're like, where the fuck did it come from? And John somehow was able to figure it out where it came from. But my question is, simple, point blank, yes or no. Did you tell Debbie to call anonymous? She called in there anonymously, yes or no?
No.
So who called anonymous, Paul? Because you know who did it.
I didn't know there was anything about anonymous calls.
Oh my God.
I'm just trying to give you an honest question. This is the first I've heard about an anonymous call.
Okay, so let's back this up a little bit. You're trying to tell us, you put in an IC. No, I'm still talking. I don't feel like yelling. You're trying to tell us you called an FBI, you did all of this stuff, you got Debbie to do all of this stuff. Back it up. But John, I'm going to tell you right now, John is posting a report that a call was made into the police department anonymously on that very same day. And they transferred it to the sheriff's department on that very same day. So Paul, I suggest you start telling the truth.
I have done. I didn't know anything about it until just now. And at the end of the day, if he wants to come after somebody, he comes after me. This is the first I've heard about it. That's your honest answer.
Well, sadly, the damage is already done. Like, this is what you should have did the first day that you were asked about it. I mean, to be honest, it should never even been done. And if it was going to be done, you should have not have been in everybody's text and asked them to do it. You should have been a freaking man and did it yourself.
You're completely right.
But
okay, my husband is listening. He said, you just said and did all that. You meant Maria, right? So yes. I'm sorry if I misspoke. I think people probably should know what I'm referring to, but okay.
You know what? But listen, Paul, how many years has it been? You've done the same shit over and over. You apologize. And guess what? Then you do it again. Then you say sorry. I feel like I'm dealing with a 6-year-old kid.
And I'll never be seen or heard from again, okay?
Oh, God.
I'll believe that when I see it. You'll hide in the background. You'll find new people.
I won't.
Like, honestly.
I won't. At the end of the day, I'm going to take my guilt and my shame with me for the rest of my life. And at the end of the day,
okay, play the victim card, Paul. Play the victim card. Meanwhile, you have all of these ladies that you just put in danger.
Of course,
you are no victim, so stop.
I'm not trying to be a victim. I'm not trying to be a victim.
Well, guess what? You're insinuating it. You are no damn victim, so do not insinuate it.
Jennifer, I'm trying to take responsibility.
That's not responsibility.
I take responsibility for my actions, and I extricate myself away from everybody.
That's narcissistic behavior.
Oh,
that really fucking. That really is.
Nobody wants anything to do with me, and rightfully so.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Narcissist.
I'm not a narcissist.
Paul.
Hell no, I don't want. Well, that is not.
No, we never wanted anything to do with you.
When you say yeah, when nobody's asking you to do something.
I feel like I need to go and run and get his soother and his blankie. Like, come on, dude.
I thought the appropriate.
You're not on the front lines of this.
I thought given and respecting everything that I've said and everything that I've done is the respectful thing to yourselves not to be, just to be gone. And then deal with the consequences.
Well, that's great if you leave now. That's great. But you know the damage you just caused. And you continue to cause for how many years?
I have to own that overtime privately, don't I? That's on me.
Okay, but my biggest question, Paul, is how come you had the balls to go after Jules with a woman with the FBI, but when it came to a man with the FBI, you had to get older women to do it?
I filed on him myself.
Okay, so the police, you had to get older women to do it.
I didn't ask anybody to do an anonymous call into Florida. No, I didn't. This is the first time.
You weren't in people's DMs. Hang on, you weren't in people's DMs asking them to make a call?
I needed somebody to help me get a call into Seaside so I could speak to Seaside myself. This is the first
time. And why did you do it?
Sorry?
So how did Seaside become Florida?
And Paul,
John became Cody.
Florida. None of it makes sense. But you could call Florida, but you couldn't call Seaside? I'm not understanding.
I needed help to speak to Seaside and Seaside only. I didn't know anybody had a call into there for me.
So you don't know how to pick up a damn phone and call yourself?
I'm not allowed to make international calls. That was the problem.
So you know a such thing as a Google? You're supposed to be intelligent, right? You've got all of these degrees, all of these certificates, but you can't figure out how to make an international call. I'm not buying it.
Paul, who called Florida police? That's what we want to know. Just answer it. Who called?
I didn't know anything about an anonymous call, and no, I don't know it at the moment. This is the first time.
How do you
information I have.
What did Debbie?
Oh my God!
I'm in shock right now.
This is absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna just speed the. It's probably a little harder to hear with this many people, so I'm just gonna speed it up. We've got another 40 minutes. I thought I heard Maria's voice, so let me. I get it's a lot, guys. I really do. It gets so effing annoying. And this is the second call, and it's basically the same as the first call.
Absolutely crazy.
I want to know what we know. Debbie agreed to help you, so stop. Don't even. I mean, I'm not trying to throw this lady under the bus again.
Look, I didn't know there even had been a call until just now.
So what were you apologizing for at the beginning of this? You knew Cody was going to try to get picked up. You knew that. So what exactly were you apologizing for? Because now you're fucking.
And Debbie told you they were 10 minutes from getting them right there. They were just 10 minutes away. So you and Debbie were communicating about ETAs. Now explain that. She told you they were 10 minutes from the time John was supposed to arrive at his mother's. Explain why Debbie had that information. Explain it. Because we already know. If you don't think Maria's already screenshot everything, you're wrong.
I don't see how that's possible, since especially now that we know that he was warned ahead of time. Again, maybe John was warned 10 minutes outside of Cody's mother's. I don't know. If anybody can help with that timeline, maybe they can help. Sorry, I had to let those out. Because like I said, yeah, this is the part again. If we had known, we could have asked maybe better questions. If she had shared that little piece of information that Maria let out last night.
Thank you so
Paul,
much.
we know your game better than you obviously know your game, because you've been doing it for the same shit for years.
That's what I'm.
Thank you, Days. Thank you, Kelly. Sorry.
Trying to take ownership. I'm trying to take responsibility. I'm not trying to play any games. I'm responsible. The liability is mine and mine alone.
Yeah, because you feel bad for involving Debbie, and I get that. But
I feel bad. I feel bad for everybody.
Understand.
I feel bad for everything, everyone. I feel bad for everything.
Okay, perfect.
And I especially,
parts of your,
and I especially feel bad for all of the ladies, including ones on the panel.
All right, you've established those apologies like 10,000 times over, and I'm not trying to be rude, but we get it. Thank you.
Well, if I was a narcissist and I didn't care, I wouldn't do it, would I?
I'm just saying, John tried to act like he was almost there and turned around and drove back up to Georgia, where Angela lives. We all just presumed at the time that he always meant to stop at Angela's, especially if he had the warning. Again, I'm not trying to start issues, but that's what we thought, definitely for sure. And especially if he had the warning, I'm even more inclined to think he stopped off at Angela's. But again, it all depends on when he was given the heads up. Whoops, wrong one.
No, that's not the question at hand. The question at hand is, now we want to know the meat and the potatoes, for lack of a better word, of what happened. What did you? We know that you asked this line of people to do it, and you
I asked people to get a call in the seaside. That's it.
No, you're lying.
You got to tell the truth.
Because you came on here apologizing for getting all of us, especially Sweets, dragged over the Florida police. Do you think we have not seen the screenshots today of you talking about Cody getting picked up in Florida? And Cody getting picked up has nothing to do with John.
I don't remember what screenshots vault you're talking about. Do you? I'm curious about that. I don't have anything from that chat, but interesting. There was something else I was going to say. I can't think of it.
John. So we've already seen that. You came on apologizing, and now you're back to I only ask people to call. Shove your apology up your ass.
And you know what the absolute worst thing of this is? You're making us stick up for them.
Yeah, for real.
I was actually trying to agree with Volt then.
In a roundabout way.
I wanted to,
a roundabout way? How long have we been online? Like, listen, spit it the fuck out, grab those balls and be a fucking.
I mean, yeah, if you want to remember, I mean, John played those videos over and over again of the police showing up, and the mom was like, appeared shocked that Cody was even coming. Of course, now I'm playing devil's advocate that, okay, she was lying to the police for her son, but then right after that, she calls her son a liar. So, you know, go with that with what you will. Again, I'm really not trying to make things worse. I'm just trying to be accurate at this point. So yeah, everybody remembers that. And the theory always was that he was stopping at Angela's definitely first.
Man, and spit it the fuck out. Oh my God. I hate getting mad like this.
Once I think there will be no room left to speculate if you just say exactly how it happened, because all this speculation got poor Sweets' husband impersonating a police officer last night. Yeah. Okay.
I feel as guilty as hell about everything, especially that.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because all these loose ends aren't tied up.
Again, that's what I meant to say. Again, just think, you can see the pressure he's under. You can hear the stress in his voice. If we had something to do with this, he would be blurting it out. He's obviously a weak man. Sorry, but if he's pretending to be afraid of somebody in another country that hasn't been bothering him, he's not going to sit there and let all these women attack him. If we had something to do with it, he'd be like, enough. You know, y'all had something to do with it. Blah, 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 blah.
From the same culture,
you hold the information of all the loose ends that need to be tied up, and until they're tied up, we're going to keep catching fucking hell.
And the bottom line of it is, it's all my fault. If John wants to come after me between now and every day till the end of time, then at the end of the day, it's my fault, my responsibility.
Oh, he will. Don't worry about that.
Again, what's it going to do if he comes after you? You're overseas, dude. Like, honestly.
I mean, what's worse that's going to happen? You get a chocolate dick, Paul? I mean, come on.
At this point, he might need one.
And that's it. I mean, that's, you know, pushing it. I mean, international shipping is expensive. So, like, just tell us what happened. Don't worry. Debbie's not going to get raked over the coals, because, like I said, I'm going to stress to you guys, she's a vulnerable, much older lady, okay? That is very impressionable. So she's not going to get the blame. You're taking it all. Don't you worry. But we want to know.
Brooke, did I not say that I take all the blame at the start of the call?
Yeah, this is, oh my God. Paul, this all originated on the 19th. Actually, what day did they start driving? The 18th? The call was done on the 19th. I mean, this all originated whenever you started going into people's DMs. So we'll say the 18th.
Jennifer, to your point and to Volt's point, if you're asking me at the end of the day, you know, did I want them both picked up? Did I want them both held accountable? Which, Volt, I believe, was your point. I think Volt asked me the question, did I want them both picked up? Was that your question, Volt?
No, my question is, what the hell does Cody have to do with John? Who cares about a weed warrant? Who really cares? What does Cody do besides act dumb in the background? Let's be real.
I wanted to answer your question and Jennifer's together, okay?
But listen, we want people held accountable. First off, if in fact they were going to see his sick mother, we would not jeopardize that, okay?
Son of a bitch. Sorry. Now, what did I just say? Oh, Brooke, can you look at the chat and see if Maria is in the chat? Because I do think that because she has me blocked, I cannot see, even on replay. I can see Brooke. I was saying I can see Ballcat's new name. But if I'm blocked, I'm not going to be able to see it. Yeah, thank you. Sorry about that. I thought my husband walked in. And you know, that makes some fair game. Okay. So yeah, if you get a chance, sorry about that, guys. I'm going to forward it here in a second, but I like what they're going after him for right now.
We're not that evil. And I'm not about to call in somebody's warrant.
Jennifer, I felt they were both, you know, again, I'm not trying to justify my actions, but if you want an honest answer, I felt
But you are.
I'm not. I'm trying to give you the honest answer to your question.
Thank you.
Okay? I felt they were both accountable. I felt they both needed to be held accountable, and I felt that they were both responsible for a lot of the stuff that had been done to me and others. Was that a completely wrong judgment? Absolutely. That's how I felt.
You don't speak for us.
I was talking to myself. I was acting alone.
Go ahead, sorry.
This is my point to you. You ladies asked me to be accountable. You asked me to be responsible. You asked me not to go around in circles, okay? You asked me to be honest. You asked me not to lie, okay? The bottom line of it, that's how I felt at the time. I felt they were both responsible and both accountable. I've been driven out of my mind by all of the hate that had been poured on me by him and his two acolytes. I was hurting and I was upset. And I was scared, driven out of mind, paralyzed by fear, and it was irrational, and I wasn't doing the right thing. And I apologized to everybody, especially Cody and his family, and John, for that matter. And that chokes me as much as it chokes the rest of you. And yeah, I'm accountable. And that's the honest answer.
Why did you choose that time? Why didn't you choose 3 days before that when he was doing threats? When he, I mean, this all stemmed, Paul, stop. This all stemmed when he saw we were complaining and saying something to you about in chit chat or in the messages, and he tagged you in a post and he said TikTok, and you took that as a death threat. You took that as a death threat. If you took that as a death threat, how do you think we felt when he threatened bullets between the eyes?
1,000 times worse, because the threats that you received were 1,000,000 times worse than what I got, and you are right.
Exactly.
And you are right.
But the day he did that, why didn't you do something then? Why did you choose when they went online?
I'm not going to mute it anymore so I don't make a mistake. Seriously? You didn't see her? Unless you're not blocked, right? Yeah, I apologize. I hate when I do that mute. Wow. All right, let me, let's see how much time is left. I'm going to forward it a little bit, if that's okay. I mean, we get the idea. I just want to see if, okay, everybody drops and it's just, okay. Let me let these ladies finish then. And they drop. And then it looks like Brooke talks for a bit. So really not too much longer.
Traumatized. Get the fuck out
You're
of
no
here.
different than them. You were thinking of yourself. No different than them. That's all you were thinking about.
I couldn't see past my own fears and my own trauma and the fear from my own family. You are right. And I should have had a bigger picture, and it was wrong.
Yeah, so fuck our family.
I'll make sure that I send Cody and John a life jacket and a floaty boat so they can drift off overseas to you. Like, come on, Paul.
Jennifer, I'm not saying it's rational, but that's how I felt at the time. And I'm saying I'm responsible, and I'm saying I'm sorry, because at the end of the day, it's a non-credible, non-rational frame of mind. All right?
You're supposed to be an educated man. Like, you keep giving this bullcrap that you're a therapist. How are you giving your patients advice if you can't even take it yourself? I'm sorry, I keep coming back to this, but Paul, come on.
You have every right to attack my credentials, okay? And at the end of the day,
it's speaking truth, Paul. It's speaking truth.
Have I disputed a single word?
Because if you're telling, listen, it's.
Can you check the chat from the first live? I know it's unlisted, so only Maria or only Brooke can check it. Was she in there? That is very, I'm sorry, my cat's annoying. That is very, very, very interesting. She's not there.
It's a hypocrite. If you're telling your patient.
I'm agreeing with you, aren't I?
Sorry, I didn't hear you agree with me. I thought you were disagreeing with me and saying I was attacking your credentials.
Well, maybe she didn't want to be called out. Like, I don't know. There's something very weird why she's not in the flippin' chat. Especially that Marie, I would love an answer to that. Maybe I'm trying to think. Maybe she was working, but that's never stopped her before. I've seen her in chats while she's working, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to figure this out. That does not make sense to me.
Credentials, because I am.
No, I said you've got every right to attack my credentials because at the end of the day, I lost professional objectivity as per my training, and I got caught up in my own subjective situation, which vindicates every word that you said and vindicates your 100% right to attack any and all academic qualifications I have. I actually agree with you.
You have none.
Irrespective of whether I have or not, I agree with you.
Okay, well, I'm dropping down because now I'm getting PTSD and trauma from this conversation with a narcissist.
I need freaking
therapy. I can't. He just goes around and around. You are a narcissist. Because what a narcissist does, is says what they think people want to hear, and then somehow bring it back to woe is me. That's what a narcissist does. I've been through enough. No.
100%. I want to hit these points because I will forget them at the end in the wrap up, and that's very good point, because we were asking specific questions like, why didn't you share the correct police, the correct sheriff's office? That always bugged me. Why? I don't know how Maria, I have the email. Please, cat, please stop. Come here. I have the email thread that Maria literally got from the sheriff's office, but I remember it took time to call because, as Heidi mentioned in her previous live, they tried to call another police area. I don't know if it's sheriff versus police, or maybe it's a different county, but there was no record. And so finally we got the right county, but he wouldn't answer questions like that. And he wouldn't answer how many times the police went. I think John had said they had been twice. I don't remember ever seeing a second video. If anybody remembers differently, correct me. Just weird things like that. Yeah, why you couldn't get a straight answer out of Paul.
Really? You're not. The thing is also, your gaslighting did not work in this panel. No gaslighting here, buddy. It did not work.
We weren't born yesterday, Paul.
This stuff works for other people, but not for these women up here, Paul. It will not work. You will not gaslight anybody here.
I'm not trying
You're wrong. Own up to it. Stop it.
I was in the wrong. I own everything. I apologize. I want no sympathy or anything from anybody. I don't deserve any of it. I own everything, and I'm sorry. I'm responsible.
Just like when you went on Heidi's panel and played victim?
It wasn't my intention to play victim.
Sure.
Really? As soon as you got up there, you played victim.
I'm sorry you have that.
And then the next day, everything blew up the following day.
Was not my intention to try and play victim. It was my intention to try and repair.
It was your intention.
It wasn't.
Either way, I hope you.
When has she ever though stayed quiet when she should? But this just to me, it says a typical when her friends were getting attacked. It was just there wasn't much empathy, in my opinion, regarding that. So she's never not been somewhere because it was best for her.
Keep to your word, and I hope you do stay away from everybody and stop trying to be a damn hero, because you've done nothing but cause grief. And if anything happens to these ladies or myself, the blood is on your freaking hands, and you can live with it.
Yep. Thank you so much, Brooke. I love you, ladies. I'm dropping down.
Love you, ladies. Have a good day.
Thanks for coming up. I'm in a dead zone. Well, and I think Savage brought up a good point, and we are ending at a perfect time, so she does not have to reschedule her members only. But she brought up a good point. I might go in a dead zone. If I do, I'll be right back to finish. But why don't you consider clicking John's link, Paul, and straightening this out with him, man to man? Okay.
Did he?
If he drops a link for me, that's a good idea.
Put a one in. Has he not dropped a link for Paul yet? Y'all need to discuss this. You need to clear this up with him, because the only reason we are even caring to get to the bottom of it is because of the fucking backlash of the blame getting tossed this way. And again, if you didn't want people to get hurt, you watched us being hurt. You watched us being threatened.
Brooke, I gave you the honest answer to that point. People, I was powerless. I'm not going to say it. At the end of the day, it was never my intention to go to ground and make it a spectator sport. And if people think I did that, then they've got every right to do so, because at the end of the day, it's a consequence.
Well, I think we were begging her, since she had some kind of communication with Paul, this is how I remember it, to get the FOIA to prove that it wasn't us. I think at that point, Paul had not confirmed it was Debbie. I have to go listen to the live that was 11 days earlier when the emotions were really raw and you guys were going at Paul. I mean, I didn't go up there, I don't think, because I don't know Paul. But what was your question again? Yeah, I know we asked her to help find out which police station it is. I know that took a couple days. And in that live, and if I have to cover it tomorrow, hopefully this will all die down. But I did a live covering that 8-minute audio that John played, but mine's definitely edited, so no one's personal info gets out. I say that they were right behind us in getting the info. So we got the info before John, which is weird, because if you think about it, John obviously Cody knows exactly what county and which police to go to. Maria should have been 2 steps behind, in my opinion, trying to figure out which police. That just doesn't make sense to me either, how we beat them to getting the audio. Just little things. Jenny got the FOIA. Well, no, this is on this thread, it's Maria literally speaking with the police, and I don't want to give out the county and everything, but I have the whole thread of her going back and forth in the payment of like $3.99 or something like that. So Maria absolutely did this one, or somebody on her behalf using her email.
Of actions, but was it an initial intention? Absolutely not. I wanted people to be safe. Okay, if people say that I'm weak and I'm pathetic and I'm inadequate and everything else, you're right. Am I a gaslighter and narcissist? No, I'm not. I take responsibility. I own the responsibility. I would never want anybody. I never want any lady. Absolutely, I never want any lady, Brooke, to get hurt. Absolutely, it's the last thing on earth I want. I wanted every lady to be safe.
Okay.
But
at the end of the day, the fire that you started, that match that you lit in the fire that you started, you left a bunch of women to fight your fucking fire.
The bottom line of it, at the end of the day, actions have consequences, and the consequences were never the intended actions, all right? And I own it, and I take responsibility, and I'm here taking responsibility and owning it, Brooke.
Taking responsibility and owning it means telling us what the fuck happened.
I've just been trying to.
No, we just really want to. This is what happened. I asked. We already know that you already asked several people. They said no. Debbie said
I asked for help with calls into Seaside. The first thing I knew about any anonymous call was now Brooke. I'm shocked. I didn't know anything about it.
See, this doesn't make sense. Any anonymous call, he just found out now, and then literally the next day I play the call from Debbie, and he already admitted to talking to Debbie. And Maria already admitted to knowing about the plot and letting John know on at least, I believe, June 19th. See, so there's some lying there. That's not the first. That makes no sense. He's trying to say he didn't know now. And let me play that one part again. That's not making sense to me. We're at 124.
And I'm here taking responsibility and owning it, Brooke.
Taking responsibility and owning it means telling us what the fuck happened.
I've just been trying to.
No, we just really want to. This is what happened. I asked. We already know that you already asked several people. They said no. Debbie said
I asked for help with calls into Seaside. The first thing I knew about any anonymous call was now Brooke. I'm shocked. I didn't know anything about it.
Okay. Asked several people. They said no. Debbie
said I asked for help with calls into Seaside. The first thing I knew about any anonymous call was now Brooke. I'm shocked. I didn't know anything about it.
Then how the fuck could Maria be giving a warning 12 days earlier? No. Nope.
Okay, well, yeah, he's.
I
Yeah,
didn't.
look at the threats.
If you want me to go, links, we can go on John's panel. I'll do it.
Absolutely, go square up with him, because I tell you what, I'm not believing that you won't just tell us how the fuck everything came to fruition. I can't believe you won't tell us because if it was an anonymous call, you realize an FBA agent
I didn't know there'd been an anonymous.
An FBI agent isn't going to be.
Brooke, I didn't know there'd been an anonymous call. All right.
An FBI agent. I didn't know until right before I went live, Paul. It says caller anonymous.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know, Brooke.
I've never seen an FBI agent not flash his credentials, or at very least say them.
Brooke, I didn't know. All right. I didn't know. But at the end of the day, if John wants me till the end of time, at the end of the day, I made a decision, bad decision, terrible decision, haunt me for the rest of my life decision. And at the end of the day, no lady deserved to be,
So, Debbie called anonymously.
I have no idea if we put an anonymous call in. I don't.
But you gave her the directive to make the call, and the next.
No, I did not.
Hold on.
No, I didn't. The only thing I've ever asked for was help with the call into Seaside, and that was it.
Okay, well, then why was she giving you play-by-plays of what time and when Cody was going to be being picked up?
I'm trying to rationalize. I didn't know about any anonymous calls.
I'm asking you, why didn't you say there was no? Well, golly gee, Debbie loves to chat. Well, how the fuck would you know anything about the ETA?
Look, I've been out of my mind for the last God knows how long.
So,
I don't know.
Did you give Debbie Cody's mom's address? I mean, if you want to go out looking like a liar, that's on you. If you want to go out looking like
I'm trying to. Brooke, I'm not trying to do that.
Paul, you're not telling the truth. You're lying by omission. You're not connecting any dots. He's told us now the cops have been there twice. Now, if there was really only one call, that's something
I didn't know the police
because
had been
that's still a lie. Okay, well, if you're only involved, if you're only involved in the one call during the middle of the day, on
do you want to explain? Would you like to explain it to me then?
Oh, I'm asking you because I happen to know for a fact that you gave Debbie a directive and she followed through with that directive.
I haven't given anybody directive. At the end of the day, I may have passed on the address. Probably did pass on the address.
Oh, at the beginning of this live stream, we discussed you asking Phil, Amzi, Maria, Bambi, and God, I keep forgetting somebody.
For calls into Seaside,
they all said no. And then,
if you're calling for Seaside, why are you giving Cody's mom's address? And how did Cody know that, or John know that this is bullshit?
And then you said, but Debbie said, okay.
And I should never have asked anybody.
I mean, that's what half of this conversation's been about. And again, I'll stress the fact that that's really gross to ask somebody that you know has intermittent dementia. I didn't know.
It may have been mentioned to me in passing, but at the end of the day, if I was told, obviously, and of course, if I'd have had that cognition at the front, absolutely, I would never have gone it. She should never. Anyway, I would never do somebody like that. I've got somebody very close in my own family who suffers from it. Okay.
Okay, and I heard you refer to me as waterboarding you the other day. Do you understand that I wouldn't have to fucking waterboard you?
It was a figure of speech. It was a figure of speech.
No, I know it's I wasn't literally
1 minute or 1 hour. I'll go to it here in a second.
Waterboarding you. Understand that I was.
I apologize for the use of the term.
No, I'm not worried about the comment. You can say, please, my skin is way too thick for you to have to worry about saying something like that about me. I could care less.
Well, we did used to be friends once. We did used to be friends once.
It would be a lot fucking easier to not have to, I'm only doing what I have to do to extract information from you that you just don't want to give up. And at the end of the day, owning it and being responsible and taking
I'm here trying to own everything, aren't I?
Well,
I want all these ladies safe.
I feel like I'm talking to a doll with a fucking...
Yeah, he's only admitting to asking a bunch of people, but not giving out the information. First, he's saying he's only admitting that he wanted to call Seaside, but he obviously gave the address to where Cody's mom lived, which I don't know where Cody's mom, I had no idea. This is not adding up, especially now that we know that there was a warning on June 19th. My husband walked in, so I'm going to mute and hopefully remember.
String and it's back and I keep pulling the string and I'm getting different responses. That's really what I feel like I'm talking to. One of my baby dolls. Ugh. We understand the apology, the accountability, the safety, all the things. Now what we want to know is, so just a confirmation that that Debbie made this call.
I don't know about any call. I don't know about any of these calls.
Okay,
I don't know.
Do you know about her telling you that they only missed him by 10 minutes?
I recall that, yeah.
Okay, well, how would she know that?
Brooke, it's my responsibility with all of it, all right?
Then you should be a man and take responsibility for all of it, including Debbie's part in it.
Brooke, have I not been doing that?
No, because you won't tell us apart.
Look, I'm here taking responsibility from all of it, and I'm going to have the whole wrath of John Yates down on me for the rest of my life, okay?
Go tell your wife. Why don't you go tell your wife what you've been doing? Missy really wants you to go tell her. Oh, my word. Okay, well, I mean, like I said, I figured that this would be this. I always feel like I'm on a hamster wheel. No offense, man, but with you, it's just like, it's the same.
Well, you're probably going to block me after this, aren't you? So
I thought you were not coming back into chats anyway.
I'm not.
Okay, well, so I hope that if you do decide to, which would be the honorable thing to do, would go have this discussion for man to man, because this is really fucking stupid.
If he drops a link, of course, me in private, I'll talk to him.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and give you a little bit of unsolicited advice, and that's going to be, you better have a little bit more answer and clarification than you do here. I'm just tired, and I don't feel like, we all know what happened last time. I was trying to get information.
Does anybody know if he actually went on John's panel?
Now it didn't end well.
I was ill last time, Brooke, and that's not an excuse, it's a fact, all right? If anybody thinks my behaviour was asymptomatic of that.
Oh, you were ill prior, gotcha.
No, I was ill after. Anyway, it was building, it discharged. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
All right, well, this has been real and this has been fun, but I feel like we're like basically back at point zero. And again, your feed wouldn't be being held close to the fire again, but here comes a video. Then we still can't find a damn call. And then it didn't take, well, I say all morning, for the first half of the morning, finding out that, I don't know what the fuck y'all did, like calling an out of jurisdiction police department to have that jurisdiction's police department contact the other jurisdiction that is in jurisdiction. And that's why nothing could be found on it, because we were having a.
Anyway, look.
And so John then comes up with these conspiracies. I mean, this is really, really, really tumbled out of control.
It has, Brooke. Again, I take full responsibility. I apologise to everybody, especially the three ladies who were on the panel.
And Maria.
I was coming to Maria. Maria, please. You know how much I love and care Maria. I've been friends with her for years. You know that. Absolutely, I apologise to Maria. And at the end of the day, Maria would never do anything like that. We could never do that. Told me she would never do anything.
Okay, well, let's backtrack. At first,
and at the end of the day now, my good friend of 5 or 6 years is never going to speak to me ever again. All right? It's my fault, okay? The same way that you and I used to be close, and you'll never speak to me again, and I'm going to be gone, okay?
Okay, well, first of all, that's really not, we don't need to be pitying ourselves right now, Paul. Come on. But now I totally lost my track of thinking, which maybe was the whole point of that tantrum. But
Maria was nothing to do with anything stupid that I did, okay?
That's the only time he gets really agitated. I tell you what. I mean, Maria, if there's more to this, can you just out it all so this can end, please? All right. Let me let Brooke finish a little bit more until he drops, and then I'm going to go back to this 118 mark.
Now I forgot. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Now I forgot.
Do you want to drop me and block me in the corner?
Oh, someone called. That's right. So when we first started this, a couple days shy of a week ago, you told us you kept referring to you calling the FBI. The FBI did it at the local office, whatever. FBI.
My understanding of any calls would have been a local resource routed through on the back of these forms and then straight into local PD. That's what I thought.
Seaside isn't local to Florida, though. So
yeah, well, I'm talking about because I was asked about Florida. And at the end of the day, what I wanted was Seaside to finally stand or do something to protect people. People are being bloody threatened with everything under the sun.
You don't think I called Seaside when this fool was online calling my job in the middle of the night?
I saw you on live doing it, and they never did anything.
Exactly.
And I remember the Paul Staley stuff, and I remember everything else. And I saw your HR email address, being doxed on the bloody screen. All of this has been going around my brain like a bloody washing machine. I just want everybody to be safe. And absolutely, me wanting everybody to be safe and being blind by the safety of my own family. Yes, it's made it all worse. Yes, it's my fault. Yes, I'm responsible. And yes, everyone should hate me for the rest of my life and block me and never have anything to do with me ever again, including you. And that's not gaslighting. That's ownership.
Okay, well, so we admitted to the FBI.
I am admitting I'm the problem. I'm the problem. Everyone should be done with me, all right?
I'm not done. Quit interrupting me. That's really fucking rude.
Anyway,
well, maybe if you be quiet, you would notice I'm trying to talk. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is the FBI, and I just said it a minute ago, but I think we were also talking, the FBI is not going to ever call, initiating another call to another police department.
Well, you know more than I do then, so, right, you know more than I do. Clearly, I know nothing. I'm done with you know more than I do, okay?
Well, I mean, I do live in the United States, and I do know that every FBI agent that I've ever seen, whether, mostly on TV, you're going to admit I have to have close calls with the FBI agents, but I do know they identify themselves, and as do,
Well, you've got more, I'm not American, you know more than I do, right?
In fact, if it was an FBI agent calling in a favor, they would most definitely be using their name and credentials in order to get sent.
Well, look, listen, Brooke, you know more than I do, all right? I take full responsibility, I take accountability, I take ownership, okay? Everyone should block me, and they won't still hear from me again, all right?
All right, I guess we're done here, because we're walking around in circles. Thanks for being here. I guess that's that. Cheerio. Oh, my God. No wonder I had to have some fucking wine last time we had this discussion. Like, for real? Lord have mercy. So there it is. You can go over and finish this conversation with John, but I just wanted to make sure it was real fucking clear that not only did none of us know about any of this shit going on, but you've got to rewind back to the good old days where Paul would make these idle threats all the fucking time, and nothing ever happened. And then one day, the FBI shows up at Jules. I'm like, how the hell, and I've said this 1,000 times, how does someone from across the fucking pond get the FBI to show up at Jules. Like, are you kidding me? So, you know, and even before and after that, he was feverishly trying to get shit done to people. And Don can attest to that himself because he had to tell him to stop. So why this is a big surprise to anybody, it's just shocking. John, you of all fucking people knows what this fucking guy does. And for you to act appalled and just shocked that this would be like anything other than Paulism again, why are you acting like this and threatening people? You've been a part of when he did this on your behalf and had to fucking put your foot down, John. So stop acting like this is out of the realm of possibility. At least today, we found out because he told all kinds of people who he got to finish the fucking errand for him. So if y'all don't believe me, I'm pretty sure there was a stream done earlier. I don't know if she mentioned names this morning, like way early in the morning, before like the sun came up early, I'm pretty sure. But I'm going to read all y'all's comments after I stop. But that was rough. I feel like at least every time that the 2 times that this has happened, and this will be the last fucking time because that's a waste of energy. That is.
Okay, there's like 20 more minutes, but let me just go ahead a little bit. I think it's just,
you know, it's fucking dangerous what you're doing. And it's not cool to erroneously sit there and completely drag people that have literally. I think, and I did hear a little bit of E11's lie, like it's full stop. When you lie about something like that, like Emily was there, when you know there's a picture-in-picture proof that you were not in Georgia, I mean in Florida, you were in Georgia, 100% proven.
Yeah, we were able to prove that it was Angela's house. And that was not hard to do because they post a lot on TikTok. And John was going down hard on that one. And I you know, again, I'm trying to play devil's advocate and not make things worse. Obviously, at that point, he's not going to want people to know where he is, blah, blah, blah.
And then you want to still come back and double down and lie and say, no, it wasn't, when the proof is right there for everyone to see. Full stop right there. Everything you say, as if we already hadn't been at that full stop where we believe in everything you say. Because trust me, that was a long.
Right, I'm going to go to 118. I hear Maria's busy. I guess her and Jules have made up. And she's in Jules's Rumble trashing you, Anne. So you have that to look forward to. All right, so 118. Do I have it up on? There we go. 118. 30. I'm 20 seconds early.
All you were thinking about.
I couldn't see past my own fears and my own trauma and the fear for my own family. You are right. I should have had a bigger picture, and it was wrong.
Yeah, so fuck our family.
I'll make sure that I send Cody and John a life jacket and a floaty boat so they can drift off overseas to you. Like, come on, Paul.
Jennifer, I'm not saying it's rational, but that's how I felt at the time. And I'm saying I'm responsible, and I'm saying I'm sorry, because at the end of the day, it's a non-credible, non-rational frame of mind. All right?
You're supposed to be an educated man. Like, you keep giving this bullcrap that you're a therapist. How are you giving your patients advice if you can't even take it yourself? I'm sorry, I keep coming back to this, but Paul, come on, think about it.
You have every right to attack my credentials, okay? And at the end of the day,
it's speaking truth, Paul. It's speaking truth.
Have I disputed a single word?
Because if you're telling, listen, it's a hypocrite. If you're,
I mean, I don't hear anything so far.
Telling your patients,
I'm agreeing with you, aren't I?
Sorry, I didn't hear you agree with me. I thought you were disagreeing with me and saying I was attacking your credentials, because I am.
No, I said you've got every right to attack my credentials, because at the end of the day, I lost professional objectivity as per my training, and I got caught up in my own subjective situation, which vindicates every word that you said and vindicates your 100% right to attack any and all academic qualifications I have. I actually agree with you.
You have none.
Okay, I'm not sure. Is that what you were talking about? Because that was 118. Just definitely some things aren't lining up. But again, I don't know how many. Let me see your comment above. Landcrack is saying the dates. Oh, so thank you. My bad. All right, let me look at the comments. My bad. We're going to have some pizza. Okay, let's see. Glenn Crack. If you want to go ahead and...
Because at the end of the day, it's a non-credible, non-rational frame.
Okay. Glenn Christ says, E11, Paul clearly made this call for some other reason on the 19th, and John saved the ring footage and claimed it happened once they were on the road. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me see when Maria asked for the actual police call. It was, let me scroll up to when she asks. Good afternoon. I'm requesting any records for police calls to the address below anytime between 6:18 and 6:25 with any audio available. And then she gives the address. I have located the call you're requesting. This was a phone call only, and officers did not respond to any location. This was for the phone call. She does not give the date. Let me see if it says it. Do you need a copy of the phone call? I'm on the wrong channel. Yes, that would be very helpful. Thank you. I'll have to go and look at the original. Let me look at the attachment if it gives it. I'm sure it says it on the date. 6:19 looks like was the call, maybe 11:10. So that's Debbie calling on 6:19, but yet the screenshot John showed yesterday of being warned was 6:19 at 12:08. So literally within minutes of this phone call, that's the date on the actual attachment, 6:19:24 and 11:10:02. I'm assuming is the time. And then he's literally warned. Interesting. Well, maybe John can fill in some things, but all right, let me get caught up and then I'm gonna let y'all go. And if we need to cover the actual phone call, and maybe I have fresher thoughts at that time when I did that live. I haven't listened to it all. It's not just the call. We're talking about the whole thing. So I'm going to do let me catch up. I'm going to give a little recap and then I'm going to end this. You guys said nothing but lying. Yeah, that was pretty dumb. I don't know. What's today? Wednesday? I mean, I've seen her be very active. Thank you. I'm sorry I misunderstood that. So I guess they made up. So I guess Maud's probably not allowed back into Maria's chat. Yep. I am. Did I get it? I hope I got it. Okay. All right. So again, I'm going to give a quick summary. Last night, not as bad as the night before. I don't know if he was impaired last night, but the night before, absolutely, in my opinion. Lord. That's kind of sad. Yeah, that's them fighting words around these parts. Okay. All right. So again, the whole point for all of this, oh, awesome. Okay. The whole point of me doing this again, switch screens here. Here we are. Okay. Was to hope, again, to prove to John between Maria's admission last night that on the 19th, she sent somebody to warn John, literally minutes, it appears, after the actual phone call was made. Paul, for whatever reason, is still denying it, literally, until he's presented with the actual proof that Debbie made the call. It didn't seem like it. Maybe he's protecting Debbie. He's definitely not protecting these ladies. Again, they were going hard after him. I do feel that he was overprotective when it came to the subject of Maria. Maria was not in the chat, which I find odd, because you could never stop her before staying out of places that she shouldn't be. But yeah, I hope this can, and I want to point out again, because I did look at the chat from John's live last night. People seem to think that there's only one freaking chat group. There was just 9 people who don't talk to her anymore. Or the only people that she talks to. And anybody on this side can say that she has a mod chat. She has a lot of mods. And she had other chats, smaller group chats or whatever. I wasn't in any of them. So I don't know what was going on. But I don't know why it has to be, just because you haven't seen those chats doesn't mean, and I'm not really trying to throw shade. I'm just saying there's other options. But again, it's obvious. I mean, Paul is taking ownership, as effed up his reasons are. He did. He asked several people. None of them apparently warned you. And I don't know why you're not dragging them. I don't know why you're so hyper focused on actually blaming people that were not asked, were not told, were not involved. And you're making like multiple lives about them and, threatening to do the group chat again. Again, I don't know, like, where's the same energy for all the people that were asked and denied? At least they knew. You're literally wanting something from people that can't give it to you. I don't know how else to say it. I'm awesome. So does anybody have any questions before well, I don't know if that's good or bad, quite honestly. Them two together scare me, but her alone scares me too, so. John, I hope we can put this to bed again. I don't think anybody wants to go down the road that happened last year. Nobody does. Yeah, she has a few times. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't. Vegas is past my bedtime. Hell, he's past my freaking waking up time. I told you I woke up the other day and he had just ended his live. It was a 10-hour live. It finished at like 7 a.m. Straight up prostitute. Okay, is anybody else going live after Kendra? Are you going live at all? I hope you're feeling better. Got your stuff moved. She's going to go hard at John. Well, okay. That's fine. But John, I have not covered you since you left until now. As far as I know, most people left you alone completely. When you left February 11th, you came back with the whole Leah stuff. And nobody was bothering you. Nobody. Okay? I don't know why this has to start again. Yeah, you're going to do a live on that. Okay, well, Kendra's not going live, so there's a lot of bell ringing. That's got nothing to do with me, thank God. So hopefully I'll get some sleep tonight. I'm probably going to turn off my notifications. I'll worry about that another day. All right. Well, I want to thank PL Moreno for her super chat, or their super chat. I appreciate it. I guess if y'all want to go watch the dragging commence on Rumble, knock yourself out. But I appreciate y'all coming. I said there's no questions. Yeah, there's definitely some questions, though, I think that need to be answered. There's just some weird timelines. Let me switch back. All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for hanging in there. It's one of my longer lives. I haven't done it in a while. All right. Thank you, guys. Hit the like, please, if you think about it on the way out. And I will see you guys next time. I feel like there was something else I was supposed to tell you. I'm looking around. I don't see what it was. So hopefully you can hear this. Bye, guys.
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. I don't show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past.
And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams and some modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead of say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've had for several ages. A vacant modern kingdom for the taking.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.